become self-sufficient so that like Chinatown, like Koreatown, like Little Cambodia that's in LA, like Little Armenia, people will be able to come to South Central and marvel because we can transform it where it can be respectable and we can respect one another. That's what we're doing. Then we want to reach out the branch of dialogue to law enforcement because they too need to heal. They too have elements among themselves that are not right, that needs to be corrected, so that when we do embrace, we're embracing as equals, as a great dialogue. We got to talk through the pains. There are pains on both sides. And so it has to be felt on both sides. And if this country can go to war-torn countries, using the UN and others to get them to settle their difference, then we have to reach inside of America and not become hypocrites and do it right here in America.
What are your thoughts on what happened today in Baton Rouge?
Well, what has happened in Baton Rouge, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been warning the government that injustice breeds imbalance in the minds of people. We've had countless numbers of film footage of some officers who are rogue cops who get away with the murdering of us. And Minister Farrakhan has warned them that there's a scripture in the Bible that says, as you have done, so shall it be done unto you. No one should have to die. No one should be killed, but it has to be justice. And when justice is balanced, then you'll see a healing. So we hate the fact that anybody has to die, police officers as well as those of us in the community. This is a sign that there needs to be healing, but we cannot focus and say to the world, let's just love law enforcement and feel sorry when they die. Where is the pain when Nuck Nuck is killed on the corner? There was a shooting last night. Where is the crying from the government and from the do-gooders? This is why we're glad to have the game, to have Snoop, to have will.i.am, and those members of the Black Eyed Peas and others now. It's time for us to talk about how we are going to resolve this. And then from this talk, we can talk about how we can transform our community, how we can bring jobs back in, how we can take that brother who's in prison and when he get out, not put over him because you got a record you can't work. In fact, we want to employ them. Criminals need a job.
What's your message to Chief Beck today?
Well, my message to Chief Beck is let's begin an honest dialogue. And you have to bring those factions together that you're not comfortable with. We cannot throw away the Black Lives Matter movement. We cannot throw away the SCLC, the NAACP. You got to sit down and talk to all of us, from those who are very angry to those who are very sane. That's the only way our community is going to heal, with all of us at the table and not criminalize one of us. Just think, in the 60s, Martin Luther King was seen as an agitator. He was seen the way Black Lives Matter is seen today. They are rooted, they want justice, and they want to see it stop. So my message to Chief Beck today is let the healing begin.
Excuse me, sir, over here for associating believe it will begin.
Yes. It's going to take many steps, but this is the first step. We got to lay down a foundation. A foundation is built with 4 legs. This is the first leg of the foundation, and that is to pull our community together, then law enforcement, and let's come up with a plan by which we all can work to make our community a safe place to live. There has to be ambassadors who are willing to stand between the gangs and the guns. We're willing to give our life to see our community healed. We're willing to give our life to see the gang members come together and stop the killing of us by us. And then, simultaneously, we want to reach out to law enforcement and say to them, let us heal with you as well. It will work. We got to believe it. And you in the media got to help project it. Because what you say is very vital and what we say is very vital, but you can't leave no element out of this discussion.
Can you address what happened in Baton Rouge?
Well, I don't know what happened in Baton Rouge. I know some police officers were certainly shot. That's not good. But before we rush to who did it, we don't know. I'll say it like this: the scripture said, high places. We're saying that if we don't start dialogues like this, then our country can become like other countries if we don't have true dialogue. I don't want to live in another country. This country is the best country at this time for us to live in, but it cannot forget about the poor. It cannot forget about those of us who languish in the inner cities and throw us away and then socially engineer us as criminals. So what I say is that we need to heal. And I hate what happened to those in law enforcement, as I hate what is happening last night. Did you hear about the shooting in South Central? Well, let's talk about that too along with that. Thank you.